Baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best-selling trucks for 36 straight years. Ford is the best in Texas. By TXU Energy for home and business. And by AT&T Uverse TV. And a beautiful shot at the surrounding mountains, the White Tank Mountains off to the west, and some saguaro cactus out there as the fans out on the berms here today. Brilliant sunshine overhead, and they're looking forward to a rematch of yesterday's ball game. It saw the Rangers defeat the Reds by a 6-2 count down in Goodyear. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Cincinnati Reds today. Dusty Baker's ball club will look like this. Shin-Soo Choo leads off. He's the center fielder. Emmanuel Burris bats second and plays second. Jay Bruce is in right field. The cleanup batter is the third baseman, Todd Frazier. Donald Lutz gets a start at first base. Hitting sixth, playing left field, Chris Heisey. Cesar Estouras is the shortstop. Batting eighth and catching, Ryan Hannigan. And Devin Mesoraco is the designated hitter, and he bats ninth.
Alexio Gondo will be on the mound for the Rangers. Getting the start. Those are his numbers in spring training. As we mentioned in the open, he's made the all-star team as a starting pitcher. He's been an excellent closer for the Rangers. Last year he was 2-0. Appeared in 58 games, only gave up 49 hits in 66 innings, had a strikeout per inning, has good control, doesn't walk many batters. I think for him, gearing up for the season, to be an excellent starter for the Rangers, he has to continue to work on his off-speed pitches. Pretty much a fastball slider pitcher who's working on a changeup and something that he can throw to keep the timing of the hitters off. And the better he develops that, the better he'll do as a starter.
And to take a look at the Ranger defense here this afternoon, you have Murphy, Gentry, and Adduci left, center, and right. Berkman the start at first, Kinsler and Profar up the middle. Adrian Beltre at third, A.J. Perzinski behind the plate, and Alexio Gondo, the 29-year-old right-hander from the Dominican Republic, set to work. And the first pitch of the afternoon to Shin-Soo Choo is a called strike. 75-degree afternoon, a light breeze blowing out toward right center. Gorgeous afternoon in the Arizona desert. That pitch fouled away, and Gondo very quickly an advantage in the count at 0-2. Crowd still filing in here on this Sunday afternoon. Gondo's next pitch, and that also is fouled away.
He's gone up by twos, 92, 94, 96. And we've seen him many times with 98 in the tank, so let's see if he gives a little extra on this one.
And that pitch after that, that fifth pitch is going to be a booger if he keeps going that way.
It's going to be tough to get much higher.
0-2. That's line to right field. Adduci a couple of steps to his left. He makes the grab, so Choo is hard out to start things out. And Alexi doing nothing but throwing strikes. One away for Emmanuel Burris. Gondo suffering through the problems that occurred early in spring training. And you heard Ron Washington talk about the lack of command of his fastball. And that's something we have not seen Alexio Gondo have, a problem that developed only this spring. In the past, Alexi has been a strike-throwing machine with that fastball, but possibly the result of trying to maybe move the ball around. There's been talk about him needing to learn how to throw inside the right hand. That pitch popped into foul territory down the line. Murphy is slide, and David comes up just a little bit short.
Last year, Alexi was pitching well out of the bullpen. The Rangers decided to shift him to the rotation, and he was off to a great start in his one start. It was in San Francisco, and he was throwing the ball great. Early in the game, though, he laid down a bunt, and as he was sprinting to first base, he got hurt. And that was it for a start. Came back later on in the season as a reliever. I think if you asked him, he would say he would prefer to be a starter. But he's right where he wants to be.
A ball and a strike, the count to Burris. Oh, good bunt first base way. Berkman, the sweep, and he got him. He got him right on the leg as Burris almost by him, but a good play by Lance Berkman to get the out. Well, that's the only chance that he had. The fleet-footed Burris going by him.
And the only reason he got him is because Burris bunted the ball right down the first base line. If it's toward second a little bit, Lance might not have been able to get back. Very close plays. A nice slide as Burris tries to fade away and get his hand in. Like Lance tagged him before he got there, though.
Well, Lance Berkman, his second start in the field this spring, and a very eventful play, the second ball that's put in play here today. Now Jay Bruce, the right fielder, the first pitch all the way to the backstop. It's ball one. Bruce hitting just .220, but he's provided some pop this spring. 4 home runs, 8 driven in. Yesterday took an 0 for 3 in the contest against Yu Darvish and company.
Changeup, Buzz.
Good off-speed pitch right there, yeah.
He can start to command that pitch and throw it where he wants to, use it effectively. That'll go a long way toward helping him as a starting pitcher.
The 1-1. Another off-speed pitch. That one's over. And it's 1-2. Is that the kind of pitch, Tom, that you don't have to throw an awful lot, but just establish in a hitter's mind that you can throw it?
Yeah, I think if you don't have a very good one, then I think that can be part of.
There's a fair ball ripped down the right field line, headed toward the corner. Anusi over to grab the ball almost in the corner and into second base with a 2-out double is Jay Bruce, and that was the third consecutive off-speed pitch that he was able to whip down that line.
I think if you got like a mediocre changeup, you have to show it to the hitter to make him think about it. But if you can develop a really good changeup, then I think it's in your best interest to throw it a little bit more than that, because it can become a pretty good pitch that helps you get people out too.
Sure.
Yeah, that one looked like maybe a hanging slider that stayed up in the strike zone. Sometimes it appears that Alexi will take a little bit off his slider and almost looks a little bit more like a curveball. But he was ahead in the count. He was trying to make a better pitch than that. That one got the plate and it was up.
Yeah, Todd Frazier batting cleanup and fouls off the first pitch to the right. It's 0-1. Yeah, I've never been a big fan of a guy throwing 3 consecutive off-speed pitches where the last one's a little bit harder than the ones before. If you keep on slowing it down, that's okay. You can get away with that. But you slow a guy's bat down with a couple of off-speed pitches and throw one just a little bit harder. That's pretty easy pickings, at least as far as my experience is concerned. One ball and one strike. On to a check of Bruce at second. The breaking ball, that's low and outside. 2-1 to Frazier. Frazier, you saw, 4 home runs, 10 driven in this spring. Batting .279. The Reds come in hitting .270 as a team. This their 27th, make that 28th exhibition game. Breaking ball hangs high, and it's 3-1. Rangers, by contrast, playing in their 30th game against Major League competition this spring, and they come in hitting at .285. That's the highest mark for the Rangers this spring. 3-1 pitch. Check swing, he went around, and the count is full.
Well, he was geared up for the 3-1 fastball, which he got, but couldn't check his swing. You got to get geared up pretty good for Alexi, too, in the mid-90s. Sometimes the result is you start a little too soon and you can't stop.
Ron Washington flanked by Mike Maddox. And check swing. Did he go around? No, he did not. You peel down to first and no swing. That'll be a 2-out walk, putting runners at first and second for Donald Lutz.
From the back.
Joe Alexi giving up a 2-out double and now a walk. Will face Donald Lutz, who steps in hitting at .306. Jay Bruce, the runner at second base. And over at first, Todd Frazier. Lutz appeared in yesterday's ball game, one of the backups that entered the contest late in the game. Went 0 for 1, and he takes a breaking ball that's on the inside corner, strike one. Ogando back to the plate. And the pitch is a towering pop-up. Foul territory. Coming down the line is Adrian Beltre. He falls off Brzezinski, makes the grab, and that'll do it. So Ogando able to work around a 2-out double and a walk, 2 left. On to the bottom of the first. Reds nothing. Rangers coming up on TXA 21. The Rangers come to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. They will face Bronson Arroyo, and here's the Ron Washington lineup that is put forth today. Ian Kinsler leads off. Craig Gentry in center field bats second. Lance Berkman is the first baseman. Cleanup man is third baseman Adrian Beltre. David Murphy bats fifth. He plays in left. A.J. Brzezinski will bat sixth. Jim Aducey is in right field hitting seventh. The DH, Leonis Martin, and batting ninth, the shortstop, Jurickson Profar. First pitch to Ian Kinsler is off speed and over from the 36-year-old veteran right-hander Bronson Arroyo.
Yeah, Bronson Arroyo pretty much is the definition of a fourth starter in the big leagues, one that you'd be happy to have. In his career, he's a 4.23 ERA, 124 and 115 is his record. And in the last 8 years, he's never missed a start, averages about 210 innings per season. So you could pretty much count on him throwing 200 innings, having an ERA around 4, going 13 and 11, 12 and 10, which he was last year. Kind of the definition of a guy that'll pitch deep into the game and give you a chance to win.
Cesar Asturis, the shortstop, behind the bag at second. On to first, and Kinsler is out, one gone. For Craig Gentry. Yeah, the Reds defense looks like this. Chris Heisey in left. Chu in center, Jay Bruce is in right. That's the first baseman. Burris and Asturis up the middle. Todd Frazier at third. And Hannigan is the catcher. And Dusty Baker's club coming in at 9 and 16 with a couple of ties this spring. Last year's Central Division champions in the National League. Craig Gentry showing bunt, takes the pitch high, up around cap high. It's 1 ball, no strike. Gentry having a very, very solid spring, doing a lot of things well. You saw him yesterday, a couple of extra base hits, and a double and a triple against the Reds. Rip and a miss. 313 averages put him in pretty good stead. Also, the 2 home runs. He and Dave Magadan have worked together to add a little pop to that swing for Craig Gentry.
Buzz, how many pitchers have you seen whose leg kick goes straight out like that without bending his knee?
I'm not sure I can remember anybody that's done that.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
I would think the first time you see Arroyo as a hitter, that's got to be a little bit distracting. Gentry, a towering drive, deep left center field. Going back is Chu at the wall. It's off the top of the wall. It caroms away from Heisey. Gentry being stopped at third. He will settle for a 1-out triple. And Gentry had the Jets on. If Heisey had not made such a good play backing up, that could have been and inside the Parker.
Now the wind drifting out toward left field. The elements always favor the hitter in Arizona. And Craig hit that ball solidly. It also carried very well. It's a hanging breaking ball that's the kind of pitch that you should hit like that. But Craig, as you mentioned, Buzz, showing a little bit of added power. Another extra base hit for him. Chu gets back to the fence. Looked like it was catchable ball if he wanted to try to go into the wall for it. Easily catchable ball, but it was catchable.
Looked like he might have been a little bit to the center field side of where that ball came down.
Looked like it.
Here's Berkman. Lands a home run and 6 driven in. A 237 average, as you will note, for the spring. 1 ball, 1 strike. Lance, of course, very familiar with Bronson Arroyo. Arroyo has been in the National League steadily since 2006 with the Reds. Berkman, of course, spending almost all of his time there. Drive to right center field. In a hurry is Bruce, and he runs it down on the alley. Tagging at third, coming in to score is Craig Gentry. And Lance Berkman's sacrifice fly puts the Rangers on top 1-0.
The Rangers played a great game yesterday against Cincinnati. They scored in a number of different innings. They showed some power. They had a lot of base hits. They played a good defensive game, got some good pitching. This was kind of a typical run in yesterday's game. Get the man in scoring position and figure out a way to get him in.
So Arroyo finds himself trailing 1-0. Here's Adrian Beltre, and he takes low for ball 1. And here's Ron Washington before the ball game say he's very pleased with the way the ball club is playing in the last couple of weeks, and it's very evident by doing the little things like that, like you're talking about, Tom. Pitching, of course, has been good. The defense has been outstanding. Offense has gotten a big lift from execution.
The Rangers have made the second fewest errors in baseball so far in spring training.
People wanted to focus in the winter about how in the world are you going to make up for all the lost runs and RBI for Hamilton and Napoli and Michael Young. Well, part of it was pitching better and catching the ball better. And Rangers look to do that, then you don't have to score quite as many.
Give up fewer, you don't need as many.
Arroyo's 2-2 pitch. To right center field, Chu got a good break on this ball. Into the alley he goes and hauls it in. So Beltre hard out. Rangers get a run on a triple and a sac fly. We'll go to the second in surprise. Texas 1, Cincinnati 0 on TXA 21. The fans when the Rangers host the Los Angeles Angels on Sunday night, April 7th. The first 10,000 kids 13 and under receive a Rangers batting helmet, and that's compliments of CPI office products. Reserve your seats for opening weekend right now at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Texas on top 1-0. Chris Heisey, the left fielder, starting things off. Alexio Gondo out in front of him. No balls and a strike. Heisey with 3 home runs, 9 driven in over the spring, and gets another slider that he can't catch up with. Alexi really featuring that slider in a heavy fashion today.
Yeah, he's thrown a lot of off-speed pitches. And if you're Heisey, you know in the back of your mind, you've seen the scoreboard. You know he might pop one at 96 right now. All you've seen is a couple of sliders. That's what happened.
It was 96.
It was 96, and he looked at it. That's a tough pitch to hit after you've seen a couple of 82-mile-an-hour sliders.
96 froze him up like a snowball. Ooh.
I was thinking it's more like a frozen Swanson TV dinner.
I'm going to save that for regular season.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's my regular season.
I'm sorry I broke that out.
No, that's all right. I got to get that ready for spring training. That's what it's for. I'm trying to get some new stuff, and I can't think of a thing. I got to go shopping.
Oh, you know, all you got to do is ask for a little help out there, and I imagine the fans will send you
there
something.
You go.
So all you fans watching the game, Buzz is looking for some things.
Yep.
He froze them like a...
There you go. There you go.
There's one. I bet you're going to come up with some good ones
we can do that. Yeah. How about the one I have trouble with is tied him up.
Tied him up?
I don't want to get personal.
You might be asking for a few you might not be able to say.
No,
over
I
the
want
air,
it. That's what I want.
All right, froze him up, tied him up.
Is Torres to left center field. Craig Gentry gliding over, makes the grab, and there are 2 quick outs for Ryan Hannigan. Gentry, who's triple led to the Ranger run, able to corral that long fly ball. And now Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, up there. Hannigan comes in hitting at .316. Those spring numbers, pretty good on-base percentage. Home run, 5 driven in. 1 ball, no strikes. Gondo to the wind. Another breaking ball. That one finds the mark. Gondo working to Hannigan. Hannigan last year caught 112 games for the Reds. He is having a little trouble laying off that high fastball there.
Now, if he can throw his off-speed pitches as frequently as he's throwing them right now, successfully, that fastball is going to look like about 110 miles an hour. Last 2, they didn't even sniff them.
1-2 pitch hit high in the air down the right side. Ducey going after, but the ball teeling and going out of play. Now we'll come back and try it again at a ball and 2 strikes.
I think the best fastball of the spring is the one that Yu Darvish threw to Joey Votto yesterday to strike him out. That inside fastball that had one of the best hitters in the game tied up and late. We're going to talk today about that home run. Evidently, Votto was having a little bit of fun with it, said something to the catcher, gestured to the fans. The little I know about Joey Votto, he wouldn't be the kind of guy that would taunt the pitcher. I think he was just having fun, but he got the laugh on that hanging breaking ball, but you got the laugh on the next 2 at-bats.
And Hannigan, a wave and a miss. Alexio Gondo breaks out the good slider here in the second. 3 up, 3 down, a couple of punch-outs. 1.5 in the books. Rangers 1, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Sonic, America's Drive-In. This is how you Sonic. And by Southwest Kia. Check out their deals at southwestkia.com. David Murphy starting off the Rangers second against Bronson Arroyo, and the first pitch is a bit wide for ball one. It'll be Murphy, Brzezinski, and Adducey. Rangers leading 1-0, a triple and a sacrifice fly in the first. And Arroyo, who has as big a variety of breaking pitches as you're going to see, gets the count even to Murph.
And dropped down through the sidearm breaking ball.
Tap foul at home plate, a ball and 2 strikes. Murph, as you noted, a couple of home runs, 8 driven in this spring. He has been one of the Rangers that has really been on fire of late. This ball club has hit .336 in the last 2 weeks of play. Chopper to the right side. The second signal is Burris, and just staying on the bag. Lutz able to corral that wide throw from Burris. And it's out number 1. Lutz not exactly making a real athletic play on that throw. Looked a little bit awkward. But got the job done.
He was in his stretch before the ball got to it, before the guy threw the ball, so he didn't have a chance to really shift his feet too much.
Now here's the Ranger catcher, A.J. Brzezinski, and he takes a strike. Brzezinski, a 5-game hitting streak. Numbers on the spring have improved during that 5-game stretch. 0-2 the count. As A.J. hit in 5 straight, he has had extra base hits in 4 of those 5. And another high hopper out to second. This one charged by Burris. A little more manageable throw. That's out number 2. Arroyo gets a couple of slowly hit ground balls for the first 2 outs, and now Jim Adducey comes out.
Arroyo, go ahead, Buzz.
No, that's all right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say Arroyo has been with the Reds now for 7 years. Most player with the most tenure on the Reds. One of the other guys has 7 years as well.
Arroyo has won double figures 5 of those 7 years. The other 2 years he won 9 games each. But he has been, as you said, a workhorse, Tom, and a consistent starter for the Red Legs.
Yeah, he's not a top of the rotation guy. He's not a guy that's going to shut you down with dominating stuff, but he's very dependable. He's never missed a start. He's had a couple of years where he started 34, 35 games.
1 and 2 strikes to Adducey. One of the guys that Dusty Baker relies on. Chopper up the middle as Turris right at the bag. And that'll do it. So the Rangers go quietly, 3 ground balls, and they are gone in 1-2-3 fashion. We're going to the third. Rangers 1, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Well, the Rangers leading 1-0. Hits are even at 1 between the Rangers and the Reds here this afternoon. The berms in the outfield filling up. Folks enjoying the beautiful weather out here in Surprise. Number 9 man, the designated hitter, Evan Mesoraco, starts things off. 279. Good spring training numbers for Mesoraco. 455 on base percentage. Wave and a miss. Ogando now with a 1-ball, 1 strike.
Because some of the breaking balls that Ogando has thrown have been 78 miles an hour. Generally, when he's throwing everything as hard as he can, his slider is more like 82 to 84 around in there. So would you say that's a different pitch or just taking a little bit off the same pitch?
It's probably held the same way, but I think it makes a different pitch.
Yeah, it almost looks like a curveball.
Yeah. I think a lot of guys will tell you, if you have a slider, you can change speeds on. You can make it in effect a curveball without doing anything else other than either choking it down or just slowing your hand down a little bit. The 2-2 pitch coming. Number foul. That's kind of like making a fastball different pitches by just changing the speed of it a little bit. Is it a different pitch? Well, no, not technically, but what's the difference between that and a changeup?
Yeah, the hitter reacts differently to it.
Sure.
That's the key.
Again, the 2-2. Base hit to right field. Mesoraco going the other way. Got that pitch down and out over the plate. And for the first time today, the Reds have their leadoff man aboard. And it will take them back to the top of the order for Shin Chu. Second base hit for the Reds. The other 2-out double in the first by Jay Bruce. Mesoraco, the runner at first. Chu, the left-handed hitting center fielder, coming over from the Cleveland Indians. Well, the Reds hits a double play ground ball. Kinsler to Profar. Back to first in time. 4-6-3. The double dip is in the books for the Rangers.
Executed nicely. Seen Profar last couple of days had the opportunity a couple of times to show off his strong arm as they just nip a speedy runner going to first base. Sin Chu.
So 2 gone, base is empty. Here is Emmanuel Burris now, the second baseman, to face Ogando. That pitch got a piece of Brzezinski's glove. It got a piece of John Tumpain's right foot. Showing Brzezinski where it got him. Tumpain calling the balls and strikes. And I don't care what the temperature is. That can't feel very good getting a pitch on the instep like that.
No.
1-0 delivery. Off-speed pitch finds the mark. Burris tried to bunt his way aboard first time up, and good job by Lance Berkman to charge it and make a dive with the tag to get him. 2-1. Now the count. Lance getting the start at first base today. It'll be interesting to see what happens this year, how much playing time Berkman is able to accumulate with all the interleague play. Nice play by Kinsler. We'll kind of take that call a little bit later on. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left. A double play takes care of the hit. 2.5 in the books. Rangers 1, Reds nothing on CXA 21. Hey fans, most Tuesday Ranger games this season will feature a giveaway for the first 30,000 fans. And the new tradition begins April the 9th. It's Capital One Bank U Darvish T-shirt night. Texas hosts Tampa Bay. It's a 7:05 game. Reserve your seats now at TexasRangers.com. There's U Darvish. Outstanding work, 5 innings yesterday, and getting that victory over the Reds. Notice Martinez swung through the hole on the left side, a leadoff single for the designated hitter. And boy, Martinez having a great spring. He's hitting .340 prior to that leadoff single, so that'll go up significantly. 1 on, nobody out for Jurickson Profar.
Tried to sneak a fastball there. Third baseman way over toward shortstop, playing in, just sliced it right by him.
We'll see what Ron Washington has in store for Jurickson Profar, hitting that number 9 slot. He's asked to bunt here. No bunt, and the off-speed pitch is over for strike 1.
The Rangers have had 8 runs or more in a game, 4 out of the last 7 games. Had 17 hits twice in the last 7 games. 20 extra base hits in the last 3 games, so they've been swinging the bats.
Gary Pettis, as you saw, the third base coach, has all the signs out that the players need, and Profar takes another strike. It's very quickly 0-2. Now the club, as we mentioned, really doing a great job offensively, and that was a concern early, but hitting .336 in the last 7 ball games. Gone from .267 for a spring average to its current .285 over that week of work with the bats. Arroyo ready. Pretty good lead for Martin. Slow breaking ball. Tried the back door and found a padlock on it. It's 1-2. Arroyo nods in agreement. Comes set. There goes Martin. The pitch is high. The throw by Hannigan, all the money, but no, they got it that time. Looked like Martin might have gotten under the tag, but not according to the second base umpire. And Martin shot down trying to swipe second.
I thought he got underneath the tag. It was a very close play. Throw was a little bit high. We'll take a better look here.
Yeah.
Looked like he snuck in there just by a split second.
Now Profar chops one just foul of the bag at first. Don Lutz goes over and makes the grab and tosses it out of play. And one thing, Hannigan got rid of that ball in a hurry. Martin had a pretty good jump and thought he got me in another tag. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The count to Jurickson Profar. In the air, center field. Shin-Soo Choo, glasses gleaming in the sun. Puts it away. That's the second out. And we'll bring up Ian Kinsley.
Royals' best fastball probably touches 90. Most of them today have been 88 and 89. But after the slow deliveries that he has, a lot of breaking balls, a lot of change-ups, he was able to get that 89-mile-an-hour fastball in on Jurickson's fist a little bit.
The kind of guy that pitches backwards in the count a lot early in a ball game and then turn it around and pitch normally as far as pitch selection. He pitches inside. What I mean by that is he will throw a lot of breaking balls and off-speed pitches in fastball counts early in the game. That's pitching backwards. And then as the game goes on, he'll go back to a more conventional pitch selection. Makes it pretty tough on hitters. His command is impeccable. And Kinsler, a tapper right back to the mound. So the leadoff single erased by the caught stealing. The Rangers go quietly after that. On to the 4th we go from Surprise. Rangers 1, Reds nothing on TXA 21. There's something in the ballpark for fans of all ages. And, well, that's pretty good. Colored ice. Wow. The girls are enjoying it. And a lot of Ranger fans out here enjoying the day today. Hit it here, the sign says. It's out of the left field berm, and Rangers will try to comply when they come up. But as the Reds come up here in the top of the fourth inning, trailing 1-0, Jay Bruce starting things off against Alexi Ogando. And Ogando pretty much sticking with the off-speed stuff. He gets a swinging strike one. Bruce a double into the right field corner. His first time to the plate. Fastball. No balls, 2 strikes. In the dirt, and the count moves to 1-2. 3 pitchers yesterday down in Goodyear limited the Reds to just 6 base hits. Darvish in 5 innings of work gave up 3 hits. Robbie Ross gave up 1, and Tanner Shepard gave up a pair. Pitch outside. It is 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A couple of back-to-back changeups, and Alexi is obviously working on the kind of pitches that he'll need throughout 32 starts to be a successful starting pitcher. See a little bit different repertoire with him starting than you would coming in 1 inning of relief where most everything was hard, but definitely trying to work on the off-speed pitches.
Adrian Beltre playing off the line, had him played perfectly. Here's a throw across. Bruce is retired, 1 away for Todd Frazier.
Let's go, Todd.
And that's something we don't think about often when we talk about a guy going from the bullpen to the starting rotation, is the pitch selection, pitch repertoire and selection you really need. And so much of the time we think about, well, it must be an endurance thing. It's not endurance. It's, can a guy face the same hitter 2, 3, 4 times in a ball game and have something to feature him, something different if necessary. That's what a starter has to work with, and a reliever only is charged normally with facing a guy 1 time.
That's why you see some of those young starters that never develop the off-speed pitches but have great arms end up being pretty good relief pitchers.
Now Frazier fouls off the next pitch, and the count is even at 1-1.
Come on, Frazier.
Occasionally you'll see a closer that looks like a starter. Guys that'll feature a number of different pitches.
Yep. The Rangers
was a Kansas City closer, Jeff
Montgomery.
Jeff Montgomery
Yep.
looked like a starting pitcher.
Right.
He had all the pitches.
Joe Nathan's like that.
Yeah, Joe Nathan too.
John Wetland was like that. That doesn't mean they throw them all in every single outing, but they have the ability to throw the 4 basic pitches. 1-2 to Frazier. Frazier drew a walk from Ogando his first time to the plate. Got him swinging.
Good ball right there.
An excellent spot, and Ogando brings up his 3rd punch out of the afternoon.
And ahead in the count, and make sure you keep that breaking ball down and away.
Frazier's mind was willing, but his posterior was going the other way. So 2 gone. Here is Donald Lutz. That's a foul pop-up. The 3rd baseman, Adrian Beltre. For 1 this afternoon. Hard hit, but pulled foul. Outside first, it's 0-1. Onto a long look into the signs. Now the 0-1 pitch. And that's low and outside. Looks like the change up again. That evens the count at a ball and a strike. Now the Rangers, 3 more games here in Arizona. Tomorrow it'll be Derek Holland and Jason Marquis as Rangers visit Peoria down the road. There's a swing and a miss. Visit Peoria, take on the San Diego Padres.
I'd say Alexi's doing a pretty good job of looking like a starting pitcher today, the way he's mixed in his pitches.
Sure it is. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging.
That looked just like a curveball. Went straight down.
Back-to-back strikeouts, 4 in the game, and Ogando sends the Reds down in order. After 3.5, Texas 1, Cincinnati 0 on TXA 21. Ron Washington's ball club leading at Cincinnati 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. It'll be Craig Gentry, Lance Berkman, and Adrian Beltre. First 3 Rangers to do the swinging against Bronson Arroyo. Gentry tripled to deepest left center field his first time up. And, he shoots one right back through the middle. Low bridging Bronson Arroyo.
Well, Bronson Arroyo said, all right, I'm going to see if he can hit 2 hanging curveballs in a row. And he showed him that he could. Hit the first hanger off the wall, and that hanger almost hit off the top of Arroyo's head. Didn't get it down where he wanted to. Boy, he just barely ducked underneath that thing. Well, Craig stays hot. 2 well-hit balls.
And Gentry aboard now to lead things off, and very much a base-stealing threat. Gentry 5 for 5 this spring in that category. Here's Lance Berkman, who drove in Gentry with a sacrifice fly in the first inning.
Craig's had 3 doubles, 3 triples, and a couple of home runs in spring training.
He almost got one Cincinnati pitcher.
Yeah, scary.
Gentry a pretty good lead at first base. Berkman, of course, the switch hitter. Up there from the left side. There goes Gentry. The pitch is high. The throw is not in time. And Gentry in. He is 6 for 6 this spring with the stolen bases. Well, he accelerates as fast as anybody you want to see. He is at full speed after about 3 steps. Gentry now in scoring position. 2 balls, no strikes to count. Kickoff play at second with Isturis jutting in behind Gentry, but being able to get back with a dive. Lance Berkman waiting. And now Arroyo is set to work. 2-1. Might as well get used to that too, Ranger fans, about Lance Berkman taking a few pitches. He is an extremely disciplined hitter, but he's disciplined and aggressive at the same time. Pitch up and in. What I mean by that is, well, you throw him a strike in a zone that he's looking for, he will turn on it as quick as anybody. 3-1 the count. Gentry establishing his lead at second base. Ripping a miss.
He likes to drop down sidearm to the left-hand hitters. He's done it 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, they're down by 2.
So the count is full. Berkman trying to at least advance Gentry to third base. And Arroyo a little inside move that time, but nobody at the bag except for Craig Gentry, and he wasn't going to catch it, so Arroyo didn't throw it. Payoff pitch. High and deep to right field. Wind is going to help this. Back of the wall is Bruce. It is gone. Goodbye for Lance Berkman. Berkman with his second home run of the spring. The Rangers lead 3-0.
You don't see right-hand pitchers throw sidearm to left-hand hitters very often. That time Arroyo threw a couple of them to Berkman. Got him to swing and miss at the first one, and that one he got up in the air in the Arizona weather and put it into the Ranger bullpen.
Well, Lance Berkman, a 2-run home run. He now has driven in 9, including 3 today. And the Rangers lead by a 3 spot. Here's Adrian Beltre. Hard hit ball, but back in and nicely by the third baseman Frazier. And Beltre grounds out to his counterpart. That's the first out here in the 4th inning, and David Murphy coming up. An overhead look at the swing from Lance Berkman. Just sneaking it out of here. A little help from the breeze.
Yeah, it's not a bad trajectory for our ballpark. There's plenty of days where our ballpark favors that kind of ball.
David Murphy 0 for 1, a ground ball to second base as he led off the Rangers second. Arroyo misses a little bit outside. 2 balls, no strikes. The Rangers now with 30 home runs as a team. They have averaged exactly 1 per game after really getting off to a slow start with the long ball. Murphy shot right at the second baseman Burris. It's a knee-high catch for out number 2. Murphy stung that ball pretty well, but nothing to show for it. Now it's up to A.J. Przinsky if the Rangers are to keep this 4th inning going.
Yeah, you can tell usually when an infielder is smiling after he catches a line drive, it's because of how hard it was hit.
Whoa, pretty good.
When yesterday go off Profar's glove, it was a little higher than that, a little tougher play, but still a ball that was hit so hard he didn't catch it. Burris didn't have much choice on that one.
Chopper to the right side. Burris plays a tricky one. Recovers in time to throw out Przinsky. And the Rangers are gone, but not before they score a couple of times on Lance Berkman's 2-run home run. We're going to the 5th in surprise. Rangers 3, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by TXU Energy for home and business. Now we get to the top of inning number 5. Lance Berkman with his second spring home run has given the Rangers a 3-run advantage. 2-run home run played at Craig Gentry. Gentry has scored 2 of the 3 Ranger runs here this afternoon. First pitch
Come on, Chris.
to Chris Heisey is a knee-high strike from Alexi Ogando. Ogando back to the plate. And Heisey hits a towering pop-up. Foul territory, third base side, racing forward is Profar. And Jurickson diving for it at the last second, comes up a little short. That is out number 2. And a couple of changes for you. We'll catch up on the infield. With the Rangers, you saw the new third baseman, Alec Buchholz, going at number 73 right there, along with Profar. He is taken over for Adrian Beltre. And also at second base, Luis Mendez has come into the game. Pitch inside. He takes it for ball 1. And ball 2 sails a bit wide. Heisey called out on strikes, his first trip to the plate. Ogando from the wind. Heisey turns on a hanging slider that pulled well foul.
That's one of those hangers that stays so far inside. Looks good to hit, but there's not much you can do with it when you come right down to it, unless you're Vladimir Guerrero or Hank Aaron, but someone that can keep your hands in. Juan Gonzalez, get the good part of the bat on it, keep it fair. Not many guys can do that, boy. Used to be amazing to watch Juan and then Vladdy on those pitches. That sometimes it looked like he was almost going to hit them, and they bring their hands right in next to their body, get the good part of the bat on it, and hit it at an angle that it actually stays fair.
The right field, Adducey, a couple of steps to his right. And he makes that grab. That is out number 1. To the right field. Now Cesar Asturias. Alexi Ogando is slated to throw around 90 pitches today. Hopefully they can get 6 innings out of him. The way he's going, that shouldn't be much of a problem unless he hits one of those spring training walls. There's a drive to right field. That's going to settle in for a base hit. Adducey will have to wait for it to come off the wall. Asturias motoring into second base, and he is aboard with a 1-out double.
One thing you can count on every year is you're going to see Asturias playing, but you never know who it's going to be for. About his 9th or 10th team that he's been on. Been a regular occasionally, but for the most part, he's a valuable utility guy because he can play regularly if you need him to, but he can play all the positions.
The speedy infielder is aboard now with 1 out. Ryan Hannigan, the catcher, will come up. 3 hits for the Reds through the first 4 1/3. Got a couple of doubles in there. The latest one by Asturias. Hannigan went down swinging the first time that he faced Ogando today.
Let's go, Hanny.
That's out of play to the right. It's 0-1. Ogando a couple of looks at second. And Hannigan not able to check his swing. Went around on that slider. That was a pitch that Ogando got him with the first time. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Krasinski flashing out the series of sides as Asturis at the bottom of the screen gets his lead from second. Rangers leading 3-0. They about hit the Reds 4-3 here this afternoon. The breaking ball just off the outside corner, 1-2. Lexi nods in agreement, comes set. Breaking ball, that one chopped foul outside third. We'll come back and try it again. I mentioned the Rangers tomorrow taking on the Padres over in Peoria. Derek Holland with a start on Tuesday. It will be the White Sox facing Matt Harrison. Matchup of a couple pretty good left-handers, Matt Harrison and Chris Sale. Washington's club then will conclude the Arizona portion of spring training, taking on the Angels on Wednesday. Back down in Tempe. Breaking ball got him swinging.
Boy, he's had a good breaking ball today. Another slower breaking ball, 79 miles an hour. Sharp breaking and very well located.
That is the 5th strikeout of the afternoon for Ogando. So 2 gone with Asturis still at second base. And Devin Mesoraco, who singled his first time to the plate, steps in again. 1 ball, no strikes. Mesoraco hit a ground ball in the hole on the first base side. His first time up, takes a fastball high, and it's 2-0. But despite that, the Ranger infield still shading him slightly around to the left side. The new second baseman, Luis Mendez, a step or so up the middle. Erickson Profar not the same distance toward the hole from his normal spot. 2-0 pitch from Ogando. Really good breaking ball. So that has been a big pitch for Ogando today.
I don't think I've ever seen him pitch, even as a starter, where he's thrown more and better breaking balls than he's thrown today.
Fastball hit high in the air, but well out of play on the right side. The count is now even at 2-2. You know, the concern that there was for Ogando, mainly around the command of the fastball, and it could be that he was working so much on the changeup and breaking ball early in camp that he didn't get a good feel for the fastball. But you may be seeing the dividends paid here today. He's had good fastball command and been able to throw the breaking ball almost at will. That fastball just missed, and the count has gone full. Mesoraco with the 3-2 count, trying to keep the inning alive for the Reds if he's able to get aboard. Shin-Soo Choo at the top of the order would bat here in this frame. Payoff pitch on the way. Breaking ball hit up the middle. Profar charges. A little looper over to first. That'll do it. Good job by Ogando. A strikeout and a ground out after the double. 1 left. We're halfway through the ball game. Rangers 3, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Fans, you can follow the Rangers with MLB.com at bat for your iPhone, iPad, and your Android. Get spring training scores, stats, highlights, live audio, and a whole lot more. Just text at bat to 31826, or you can visit TexasRangers.com for details. Jim Adduci, the bottom third of the Ranger order, facing Bronson Arroyo here in the 5th inning. Adduci 0 for 1, a ground ball to short, his first time up. Rangers leading 3-0. Arroyo spins Adduci around with that high, tight fastball. Adduci, a .415 hitter coming into play here this afternoon for the spring. Flares that one down the left side, and that's well back and out of play. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jim Adduci has hit safely in 8 of his last 9 games that he's had an at-bat in. He's third on the team with 9 RBI. Hard hit ground ball under the glove of Lutz into right field, a base hit. Top spin ground ball staying down for Lutz, and the big guy wasn't able to reach down and corral it, so Adduci aboard with the 5th Ranger hit of the afternoon, and the 3rd straight inning they've had their leadoff man aboard.
I think Lutz probably thought he was going to catch that ball. He went after it like he was, got his glove down, just didn't come up with it, went underneath his glove.
Well, Lutz now will hold Adduci aboard. Leonis Martin singled his first time up. That was as he led off the 3rd inning. Third baseman Todd Frazier for the Reds playing in just in front of the cut of the grass, anticipating a possible bunt by Martin. First pitch outside for ball 1. Leonis second on the club with the 11 RBI. Goes bunt, pulls the bat back. It's a strike anyway. 1 ball and 1 strike. Gary Pettis, the Ranger third base coach for the first time in a Ranger uniform this year. He and Dave Anderson switching spots. Dave now over at first base as the coach over there. There's Dave. So the biggest difference was he had to carry a stopwatch now. He's timing the pitcher's moves, the catcher's throws to second. Didn't have time to do that when he was third base coach. So breaking ball is pulled just foul outside first. Well, with Adduci on the move on that pitch, that would have scored a run easily if that ball stayed in fair territory.
Well, he waited as long as he could, reached, and almost hooked it inside the bag.
A couple of feet on the foul side of the line. No, it's 1-2 now to Leonis Martin. Lines this one to right field. Coming on is Bruce. He makes a cap-high catch. And back to first is Adduci. Martin hit it hard again, but this one right out the left or right fielder. And now Jerry Profar will come up. Profar, a fly ball to center in the 3rd inning. See if Ron Washington might want to test the young man, maybe put a hit and run on. You have Adduci at first with very good speed. No movement there. A little cue shot, fair ball down the third baseline. Adduci motoring into third. Profar going for second. The throw. He is out at second base.
A good idea to be aggressive, and that's what he was thinking. As it turned out, it was maybe a little overly aggressive. Would have been first and third with 1 out. Let's third and 2 out. So good aggressive try, but the left fielder charged the ball, got it to the second baseman in plenty of time.
And Ron Washington making that note to remind Jurickson that don't make the second out of an inning at second base.
You take away the possibility of a squeeze play, a sacrifice fly, force out.
So 2 gone out, and Luis Mendez, his first at bat of the afternoon, rolls out to first base, and that'll do it. So the Rangers get 2 hits in the inning, but strand a runner. We finish 5 from Surprise. Rangers 3, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Well, folks, we conclude the Arizona portion of our spring telecast, but that doesn't mean exhibition play is finished. On Thursday night from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, Rangers taking on the Mexico City Red Devils. We'll have that for you on TXA 21, and that's a 7 o'clock game on Thursday night. Then down to San Antonio Friday evening at 7 o'clock and Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock. Rangers taking on the San Diego Padres, and it's going to be kind of a split deal for you. TXA 21 in the Dallas market, and Fox Sports Southwest, and the rest of the markets that handle Ranger baseball. Rest of the free world, I guess is that where that goes. Top of the order for the Reds, and Chu takes a tapper out to second base. Easy play for Luis Mendez. Chu is retired, and he is 0 for 3 now. And that'll bring up Emmanuel Burris.
Definitely been a nice outing for Ogando. He's been pretty much in control of the game from the first pitch of the game. He's had 3 hits. He's only walked 1 batter. Struck out 5. Mixed up his pitches from a lot of quality off-speed pitches. Looks like a pitcher out there.
Ball just off the outer edge to Burris. Now, after watching Darvish yesterday, and kind of proclaimed himself game ready, you have to think that Alexi would feel like he's game ready also, the way he's thrown the ball today. 2 balls, no strikes. That breaking ball is low and inside. And Matt Harrison threw the ball well in a minor league game the other day. Matt's got one more outing to tune up things before his opening day assignment against the Astros a week from tonight. 2-0 pitch from Ogando. Oh! High in the air to center field. That chases Gentry back. Well shy of the warning track. Gentry on side saddle to get that Sun out of play for him. That is out number 2. Going to bring up Jay Bruce.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it if you're able to do it. Instead of looking straight at the ball and into the sun, just kind of get off to the side and watch the ball sideways so you're not looking into the sun. A little tougher with your depth perception that way. See Craig get off to the side just a little bit. Once you look right into the sun, even with sunglasses, and it blinds you, then it's really tough to pick up the ball. All you see is stars. Not many guys wear the old sunglasses, though, the flip down variety. I don't think they would have worn them way back when we wore those if they had the kind of sunglasses the guys have today.
Yeah.
Still amazed when I see guys like the catcher with sunglasses. Coach used to wear them.
Right.
Or even batters with the sunglasses on.
Lance Berkman down there with his customized sunglasses. And a ground ball right on cue to Berkman. Underhand flip to Ogando, and Alexia very quick and tidy. 1, 2, 3, 6th inning. 5.5 innings in the book. It's Rangers 3, the Reds nothing on TXA 21. The Rangers leading 3-0 over Cincinnati. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. And joining us now, I get the opportunity to talk to Ranger President and General Manager John Daniels. John, thanks for coming in. I appreciate you having you in.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right. Got to feel pretty good about the way things have gone. And for the last 2 weeks, really, the ball club has kind of rounded into shape and playing well.
Yeah, it was hard to evaluate early on, especially with the W. I mean, first of all, it's dangerous to too much evaluation in spring training as far as the club. As you got, second half of games, you're playing guys that are going to be playing against, and playing guys are going to be in A-ball and AA. But especially this year with the WBC, I think, it was especially dangerous to make too much of those early games.
How about the final roster decision, John? Are they starting to take form, or you got another week? Are you still trying to figure them out?
Yeah, I think we know which way we're probably going to go, but we're going to, as you well know, make as much use of our time as we can and not rush anything. I think we feel pretty good overall. 5th starter, 1 spot in the pen, and 1 spot in the bench. Still need to be finalized. Other than that, we're pretty much ready to roll.
How have things gone according to how you were hoping they would go before spring training?
Well, I thought there were kind of 2 groups of guys that we wanted to see step up. For really, when you look at our off season, when some of the big guys went off the board that we were involved with, and then we kind of stepped back and tried to fill with some quality pieces like Berkman and Pierzynski and Frazier. But we were going to count on a lot of guys really improving from within. And some of those guys are kind of the young veterans, in my opinion, or guys in their prime, but that we think are still better. Guys like Holland, Nelly, and Kinsler, that I view as they had good years last year, but probably not as good as they can be. And all 3 of those guys have had good springs. We were without Nelly for 2 weeks, but he looks good, and Kins looks good. And then there was that second group of guys that had some level of success, but maybe haven't fully taken that leap, and that we're going to count on. Moreland and Gentry, Leonis Martin kind of in that group. And you could argue those have been the best 3 players of spring. So it's been a good feeling.
So Lance Berkman taking a pot shot at Bronson Arroyo, almost knocked his glove off, and he was finished for the afternoon. as Mike Bianucci is pinch running for Lance over there at first. Alex Buchholz up for the first time here this afternoon. It seems like, you know, with the length of camp, there's a drive hit down the line and deep into left field, way back and off the wall and a bounce. Bianucci into third, into second with a stand-up double. Here's Alex Buchholz. Just going to ask you about getting an opportunity to see a lot of the younger minor leaguers over here, but Alex Buchholz stepping in and just kind of took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah, he's a name we haven't heard much about. What's the story on him?
He's just kind of an overachiever, really good makeup guy who can play around the field, and you know, one of those guys that doesn't necessarily profile out, but every manager, every coach, you know, wants him and finds a spot to play him. But a lot of those guys have come in and played well. Probably the most notable, Joey Gallo, goes on that trip to Vegas, 19-year-old, first year out of high school, and hits 2 balls 440 feet. You know, so he kind of made his presence felt. I think some of our pitchers felt that presence in live batting practice earlier. And who is this monster?
Now, what's your philosophy for bringing the kids up to be the extra men to play in these games? How do they get the honor to do that?
Well, you know, Wash and Dave Anderson will give a list of what their needs are going to be for the game, and a lot of it will be determined by what our development staff, who they feel is most deserving, who's going to handle it, who's been working the hardest, and then from time to time, you know, there may be a guy that one of us will want to see out there, and there may be a guy that, you know, Wash wants to see or wants to reward, or has been really working his tail off on the backfields.
Well, that's the third ball that's been hit right back at Arroyo. 2 this inning, one by Berkman, now by Murphy. Gentry hit one a couple of innings ago. There have been some ropes hit back at him today.
Arroyo's going to have to look around and see if he has a bullseye painted on him someplace that he's not aware of.
Walt Jocketty, their GM, the Reds GM, is 2 booths over. I'm trying to catch a look at his face right now.
Dodged a bullet twice, but that one got him. Couldn't tell where it hit him.
Hit him in the heel of the hand?
Oh, boy.
No, on top of it, in the back of his hands.
Yeah, he's showing the trainer the right wrist or something like that.
That's not good. He hasn't missed a start in 7 years.
You know, we faced them yesterday, and I forget who hit it. Hit the comebacker line drive right off of Latos' foot.
Right.
The Reds are ready to get out of Arizona.
Yeah, before anybody else gets hurt. That's the last thing that Dusty Baker needs for his crew, is that leave a couple of guys on the training table down here.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling. They're a loaded club. They're a good team.
Can you hang on through the pitching break? We're going to take a little time.
Absolutely, happy to.
All right. Pitching change underway. The injury change. Rangers leading 3-0. Bases loaded here in the 6th inning.
Bill Dickerson.
A pitching change has taken place with Bronson Arroyo driven out of the game literally by David Murphy. Murphy, by the way, out now, and Julio Bourbon on as a pinch runner. The Rangers with the bases full and 1 out here in the 6th inning, leading 3-0. And Jose Arredondo is the new pitcher. see the numbers for the spring on Arredondo. Got a chance we're visiting with Rangers president and general manager John Daniels. And John, you're talking about the young guys and the kind of accepted method to get them into major league ball games. Kind of a nice reward for a guy that's really busted his tail in the minor league camp.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, that word spreads pretty quickly throughout that clubhouse, and that's why you want the talented guys out there that you want to see, but you really want to make sure you're rewarding preparation and effort. And I'll tell you, our development guys done a tremendous job this spring. We had an early camp to have those young players ready for this, and they've really handled it well.
One of your A-ball teams, I guess your lowest A-ball team, has a chance to have 7 or 8 very interesting guys playing for it, 17, 18 years old.
Yeah, that Hickory team's got a chance to be pretty special.
That double play is turned 6-4-3. John, thanks very much for joining us. We sure appreciate it. We'll catch up with you hopefully before the exhibition season comes to an end.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
John Daniels joining us. We're going to the 7th inning here in Surprise, 3-0 Texas on TXA 21. Rangers leading 3-0 as we head to the top of the 7th inning. And joining us now, a guy that had an awful lot to do with the 3-0 advantage, is Rangers center fielder Craig Gentry. Craig, another good day for you, spring, and boy, the last couple weeks especially, you have just been on fire.
Yeah, I'm just I feel good up there, feel confident, and just trying to keep it going and carry it on to the season.
The last couple of days, you had a triple and double yesterday. Today, a triple and a single, scoring a couple of runs, a stolen base. It looks like, if you were to just take a snapshot, that this is as complete a ball player as you have been in a Ranger uniform.
Yeah, I feel good up there. I know that speed's part of my game, and I definitely worked hard this offseason on getting stronger and, working on a couple things differently in my swing to maybe get a little bit more power. And right now, it's, I feel good up there.
Now, Craig, also, in addition to little changes in your swing, you have to be more and more comfortable with the more at-bats and the time you've had in the big leagues. You have to be more comfortable as a big league player, for one thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I got a lot of ABs last year. I felt like I had a great season, and just trying to build on it to this year. It's kind of one of those things. When you have success up here, you feel like you belong and you're confident.
It's a lot more fun coming to spring training when you know you are part of the team than you're on the outside looking in trying to make the team, isn't it?
Absolutely. I mean, it definitely is. Takes a little load off your back. You can come in, relax, and just play your game and get ready for the season.
Yeah, Greg, you talk about the confidence factor, and I guess that would carry over to the stolen bases too. You have six for 6 this spring. Did you lose a little confidence in your stolen base ability last year after getting thrown out a couple times?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's just like any other part of the game. You gotta go out there and be aggressive and have confidence in yourself. And I definitely worked hard on it this offseason, and right now it's paying off, and I feel good.
Craig, the Rangers lost some players. They added some players. And you've been in spring training with the players that were here before, and now the players that are here new. You know, without going into who they are, how do you feel about the team right now compared to the team last year?
I mean, we definitely lost some great ball players and great teammates last year. But I mean, the guys we got in here are great, and we feel good about where we're at. We all have one goal in mind, and we definitely feel good about it.
You know, Craig, we talk about the pitching and how much that's improved with the maturing, I guess you would say, of virtually the entire starting staff. Do you guys see that as infielders and outfielders playing behind these guys, that they are more competent major league pitchers now?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, our staff, top to bottom, has been doing a great job over the past couple of years. And, you know, anybody you run out there, we feel confident in, and we know that they're going to get the job done.
Well, spring training started a little bit sooner this year with the World Baseball Classic. You guys have to be just about ready to get out of here and at least go to San Antonio, right?
Yeah, a little change of scenery would be nice. I mean, everybody's feeling good, feeling healthy, and wanting to get the season started up.
Well, one thing I'll warn you, in the last few games, don't run into the center field wall, okay? If you got a choice, play it off the wall.
Absolutely. I'll try not to be too stupid out there.
No, I won't call it that. I'll just say aggressive. Don't be too aggressive.
Smart aggressive, yeah.
We need you for opening day.
Yeah, I know. I definitely wasn't too smart a few times the past few spring trainings.
That's one of those things that experience is a great teacher about, huh?
Oh, absolutely. You run into them long enough, you get to realize
they don't move much, do they?
You're not going to win that battle.
Well, Craig, I sure appreciate you taking the time. I know you got a couple things to do, and thanks for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you out there opening series down in Houston when we get down there, and we'll catch up with you when we get to San Antonio too.
Sounds great, guys. Thanks for having me.
All right, Greg Gentry, Rangers center fielder. Another good day today. 2 out of 3 with a couple of runs scored. And, well, it's been fun to watch he and Leonis Martin and Julio Borbon, for that matter, in that center field competition.
Well, the last 2 days, Craig's had 4 hits, and they're not rolling little ground balls through the infield. All 4 of them have been line drives, extra base hits.
All right, ground ball up the middle by left. Nice play by Profar, though, on a tricky hop. That is out number 2. Joe Nathan, by the way, the new Ranger pitcher. He has retired the first 2 that he's faced.
The offense has been terrific. The pitching the last couple of days has been great. On both days, it has appeared that the ball is carried well. They've been favorable days for the hitters. But the Ranger pitchers have been tough on the Cincinnati hitters. Good pitching. Yu Darvish was terrific yesterday. Ogando was pretty much in complete command today.
Rip and a miss by Chris Isaac. You saw the numbers on Joe Nathan, and the numbers a little bit skewed because Joe has not had the number of outings against major league competition. He's done a lot of his work in minor league ball games, and those numbers don't show up. So that ERA of 9 a little bit unsightly for the spring.
If you're a reliever in spring training getting ready for the season, you're probably going to pitch 9 or 10 times, and a lot of them 1 inning at a time. So if you pitch 9 innings and pitch 9 different times, you can have 1 outing where you get lit up and have just bad stuff, give up 5 hits and 4 runs, and you're never going to get your ERA down. The other 8 or 9 starts can all be impeccable, but with few innings, that 1 bad start can kill you. And the other side of it is, if you're Joe Nathan, all you want to do is make sure you're peaking right at the end of spring training and getting ready for the season. The other stuff really doesn't matter.
Nathan with the 0-2 pitch. Call strike 3. Isaac going to have a little something to say to John Champagne, but to no avail as Nathan gets a couple of punch outs. It's 7th inning stretch time in Surprise. Rangers 3, Reds nothing on TXA 21. Rangers 3 runs on 9 hits through the first 6 innings. Through the first 7, Reds no runs on just 3 hits against Alexio Gondo and Joe Nathan. As Tom was saying, another outstanding pitching performance in pitching unfriendly Arizona typically. But the Ranger pitchers have done extremely well as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. Jim Adduci, a scheduled hitter. Jose Arredondo fouls it out of play. Said scheduled. I looked down there and wasn't sure Adduci was going to come to the plate, and he did. So Adduci this afternoon is 1 for 2. Solid single to right field his last time up. Rangers in yesterday's ball game had a 14-hit attack, scoring 6 runs against the Reds, and just a hit away from getting into double figures again today. Arredondo ready. And the 1-1 pitch. This is a good rip at that pitch and fouled it straight back. It's a ball and 2 strikes. Breeze continuing to drift out toward dead center field now and picking up a little bit. Lucy hits one high in the air down the left field line. That will slice and drop out of play. Easy, a long run over there. Couldn't get there in time, and we'll come back and try it again at a ball and 2 strikes. And flags. Blowing just about straight out. The wind out of the southwest here this time of the day, and blowing 10, 12 miles an hour. Another shot foul down the left side. Rangers come into play today at 14-13 and 2 ties. They have not been able to get more than 1 game over 500 this spring, so if they could hang on in this contest, they would reach their spring training high water mark. Another high fly ball. This one slicing down the left field line into foul territory. Goes Heisey. He makes a nice running catch deep in that corner for out number 1. Adduci going that way with 4 or 5 consecutive foul balls. Finally has got 1 in play, and he is retired for out number 1. No, base is empty. 1 away for Leonis Martin. Martin has hit the ball very sharply a couple of times today. He's 1 out of 2. Single, and he's also lined to right field. A rip and a miss on that pitch down and in. Arredondo with the 0-1 pitch.
Nice pitch, Jose. Boy.
Will even the count to Martin. Leonis handling the DH chores here this afternoon. And it's 2-1 as that ball is in the dirt. Royal went the first 5 2/3. Bronson giving up 9 hits and all 4 runs. Jose Arredondo took over after that line drive off the bat of David Murphy drove Bronson Arroyo from the game. And Arredondo now has fallen behind 3-0 or 3-1, I should say. And the count is full.
A lot of off-speed pitches from Arredondo. Remember when he came up with the Angels, he threw a little bit harder than he does now. Hit a mid-90s fastball with that hard splitter that he used to throw. Probably still throws that splitter. Some form of changeup. Not sure he still has quite the same velocity, though.
Yeah. Payoff pitch, low and inside, ball 4. Martin is aboard, a 1-out walk. We're going to bring up Jurickson Profar for the 3rd time today. This is the first walk gathered by Ranger hitters this afternoon. Arroyo, who rarely walks anybody anyway, was true to form again today, and Arredondo now has put Leonis Martin aboard. Profar 1 for 2. Fly to center field and single to left field. Gets by Miguel Olivo, the new catcher, and down to second base on the wild pitch is Leonis Martin. Arredondo just burying that in the dirt, and it stayed down, and not much of a chance for Olivo to block that ball. Well, he did come up on it a little bit too.
You expect that ball to bounce up a little bit for you, though. It just hugged the ground and snuck right under him.
A 1-0 the count to Profar. Ball 2 is inside. Olivo going to go out and have a little chat with Arredondo. Dusty Baker with the
that might be the trainer coming out and telling him about Bronson Arroyo, because Dusty Baker just kind of slumped down in his chair after he got done talking. Not trying to read more into it than could happen, but that ball that hit him in the hand by Berkman, that was a 100-mile-an-hour line shot right back at him.
And you see the gesture that Dusty made, slapping himself on the right hand, so that ball might have hit him there. Yeah. Now the report on Matt Latos yesterday was not anything to be too concerned about. Apparently he was okay. Throw to second base, and Martin ahead of the short hop throw that's picked up by Asturas. But if they lost Arroyo, that's just well, that's a hard thing to make up for when you lose a number 4 man that is as valuable as Arroyo is.
He's just so dependable. You know, you know exactly what you're getting. You're probably getting 6 or 7 innings almost every time out. Guy takes the ball every time. He's never missed a start. Someone's probably going to give up 2 or 3 runs and keep you in the ball game. Very tough to replace that guy, especially at this time during spring training.
Profar a swing and a miss, and he is down on strikes. That is out number 2. We'll bring up Luis Mendez.
They had given some thought to Aroldis Chapman going into the rotation, their 100-mile-an-hour closer from last year. But they put Mike Leake into the 5th spot in the rotation, and Chapman back to being the closer. Not sure if they've got another contender. They're going to have to come up with somebody, obviously, to be the 5th starter if there's anything wrong with Arroyo. We should stress we don't know that anything has happened to him that would cause him to miss a start.
Mendez rounded out to first base. The first pitch he saw in this ball game offensively. Got Leonis Martin at second. 2 outs here in the Rangers' 7th inning. This ball, Arredondo is just outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count. Right-hander comes set. Misses, low and away. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Arredondo struggling with the consistency of his command. And he misses wide, ball 4. Fourth straight out of the strike zone, and second walk of the inning puts Mendez aboard. Teodoro Martinez will get his first at bat of the day. Martinez took over in center field last half inning for Greg Gentry. Redondo continuing to do a little groundskeeping work out there. He's not real thrilled with what's going on so far. So here's Martinez stepping in. Big-handed hitter. One of the minor leaguers brought over. And he takes strike one from Arredondo. Martinez, a 21-year-old. Fouls back the next pitch. From Venezuela. Last year he played at Myrtle Beach after making his way through the Ranger lower minor league system. Signed in 2009 and played in the Dominican Summer League down there. And in 2010 was right here in the Arizona League with the Rangers. Played 2011 in Hickory and last year at Myrtle Beach where he had 271. Hammers this one down the left field line. It's hooking and going foul.
He almost had the thrill of a 3-run double. And nice to take that back to the minor league camp.
Martinez making his way back to home plate now. Back to second goes Martin. Back to first is Mendez. Arredondo ready. A check of second. Got him swinging. Good off-speed pitch. Martinez gone. So are the Rangers. Couple of walks in the inning. Strand 2. We're going to the 8th. It's the Rangers 3. The Reds nothing. On CXA 21. Texas Rangers baseball on TXA 21 is sponsored by Wendy's. Stop by Wendy's for a Baconator or son of Baconator. You decide how big you want to go. And by SportsCityToyota.com. Top of the 8th inning, and the side-arming veteran left-hander Nate Robertson on the hill, and he's facing Cesar Estouras. So Robertson becomes the third pitcher used this afternoon by Ron Washington. Alexi Ogando went the first 6. Joe Nathan went a perfect 7th, and now Nate Robertson.
Pretty impressive numbers. A couple of hits in 10 innings. Hasn't given up much of anything all spring.
Falling behind here, 3 balls and no strikes to Esturas. There's a strike. Robertson, one of several left-handers who's had a great spring, and they're in heated competition still for the remaining spots in the bullpen. And ball 4 drifts outside, so Esturas a leadoff walk. And he will bring up Miguel Olivo for the first time. That's something that Nate Robertson not thrilled to have happen, and walking that leadoff. Maddox and Ron Washington talking about the situation. One ball, no strikes. Olivo, the veteran backstop, 143 average this spring, as he takes a strike to even things out at 1-1. Olivo spent time touring the major leagues, most recently with the Seattle Mariners. Drives this one up the gap in right center field. That is going to be down and off the wall on a hop. Esturas being waved around third. Here comes the relay throw. It is not in time. Esturas sliding in with the Reds' first run of the afternoon, and the Ranger lead is cut to 3-1.
Strong relay throw home, right on the money, but not in time. Esturas scores all the way from first base. Got the ball up and out over the plate. Olivo's got some pretty good power. Got a pretty good pitch to hit. Drove it one hop off the wall.
Still nobody out. Olivo now at second base after the RBI double, and Devin Mesoraco is the number 9 man, and he takes a strike to the inside corner. Mesoraco 1 for 2 today. Had a third inning single and grounded to short in the 5th inning. Late swing and a miss. It is 0-2.
Come on, Mezzo.
Nate Robertson back to the plate.
There you go.
A little more conventional delivery that time. Came up a little more 3/4. The fastball fouled away. Kind of reinventing himself. Had all kinds of arm injuries and dropped down to see if the sidearm would get him back to where he was pitching at the major league level, and worked on it the last year.
He pitched 10 innings in spring. Coming into this ball game, the first run he's given up. Not many hits, no runs. Finally gave one up. Leadoff walk didn't help.
1-2 pitch is chop foul. Nate Robertson, the 36-year-old veteran. Trying to keep Olivo anchored out there at second base. Just outside, that evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Mesoraco, the hitter, handling the DH chores today. Or Dusty Baker's club. Mesoraco, a catcher by trade. The hole was a ground ball by the dive of Garcia. Around third, coming in to score is Olivo. And Mesoraco, the third consecutive Red to reach base. The Reds now, with 2 runs across, have cut the Ranger lead to just a single run. It's 3-2 Texas.
Mesoraco hung in there. He's behind in the count. waited on that last pitch.
Come on, Robbie.
Pretty good pitch. It looked like a slider down, but he got enough of the bat on it, drove it on this hard infield by the shortstop into left field. A walk and 2 straight hits.
Well, still nobody out here, and Derek Robinson with his first at bat of the afternoon as Robertson. This is high and outside, ball 1. Good numbers for Derek Robinson this spring. 357. Robertson blowing inside with the next pitch. Nate Robertson back to the plate. A little cue shot. It's foul down the first baseline. Bianucci reacted as though that ball was hit hard and didn't realize, oh, that's not going to get here very quickly. And the ball just kind of squirting down the line. Billy Hatcher, the first base coach, and having a word with Devin Mesoraco down there. 2 balls and a strike. Off speed, that catches the outside corner. And it's 2-2. Robertson looking for that double play ground ball that would get the tying run off base. Check swing, call, strike 3. Eric Robertson caught window shopping on that Robertson offering. 1 away.
He watched it all the way. He just thought it was going to stay outside. Looked like it came back and caught the outside corner. One of those backdoor breaking balls. Didn't like the call, but it doesn't really matter.
Now Emmanuel Burris, second baseman today for the Reds, up there. He takes high and away. It's ball 1. Robertson okays the sign. The left-hander comes set. Toss to first. Mesoraco back standing. Robertson facing Burris. Burris signed by the Reds to a minor league deal this offseason. Hit and run on. Nice play at second base by Mendez. He gets up and fires to first. The only play he had. Burris is retired, but the tying run now in scoring position. But Luis Mendez made a fine diving play. Did a great job of not trying to cover second base too early.
Burris did a nice job of hitting on the hit and run too. He hit the ball hard. Off the bat, he was planning on that ball going into right field for a little first and third.
And instead, 2 outs now. And the first pitch to Jay Bruce is inside, ball 1. Bruce 1 for 3, a first inning double. Left-hander against left-hander, and now Robertson falls behind him. 2 balls and no strikes. High fly ball hit pretty well to right center field. Wings got it. Joey Butler and the center fielder Theodoro Martinez. It's Martinez into the alley to make the catch, and that'll do it. The Reds come back with a couple of runs. On 2 hits, they lead 1. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Rangers 3, Reds 2 on TXA 20. Ranger fans, the Coca-Cola family packs are back for 2013, offering savings of 50% on 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and Cokes. Plus, you get 2 Kids Zones wristbands and 1 souvenir program. Order your Coca-Cola family pack for any non-premier game at texasrangers.com/specials. Always a very popular ticket option for Ranger games, those family packs. Bottom of the 8th inning, and a new pitcher on the hill now for the Reds. It's Logan Andrusik. Big right-handed hurler out there, and he will face Mike Bianucci to start things off. Andrusik's numbers for the spring. And Bianucci fouls the first pitch away to the right. He is 0-1. Bianucci took over for Lance Berkman in the 6th inning as a pinch runner. Berkman finished today, by the way, 2 for 2 with a 2-run home run and a sacrifice fly. Going outside, 1 ball, 1 strike.
I can remember way back when Rangers had spring training, and Senators for that matter, in Pompano Beach. The minor league camp was in Plant City, which was 4 hours away. So when you went to a major league game, you didn't have the benefit of all these extra players. Your only extra players were the guys that were in big league camp. Sometimes you probably brought a few extra players to big league camp, but it's a nice luxury to have the way it's run now everywhere, with a minor league camp right next door. And then I like the way, probably all the teams do it this way, but I love the way the Rangers reward the kids in spring training, the ones that are working hard, performing well. It's a nice little perk instead of playing on the backfields with nobody watching, to come up and get a chance to play in these major league games. A couple of them have gotten into the games pretty early. Alex Buchholz had a double in the 6th inning. He got into the game after Adrian had hit only twice.
Andrusik back to the plate. This is outside, ball 4. Bianucci draws the leadoff walk. So 1 on, nobody out, and here's the aforementioned Alex Buchholz for his second at bat of the afternoon. Buchholz, that double into the left field corner. His first time up. As a matter of fact, that was the next to the last hitter for Bronson Arroyo. Next hitter at that time, David Murphy, lined a shot off Arroyo's hand, and that loaded the bases. Rangers, however, were not able to score as Arredondo came in and got a double play grounder. Miguel Olivo will have to talk with Andrusik. Get the big right-hander back down in the zone where he needs to be. Andrusik at 6'8", 230 pounds. He was the 13th round pick back in 2005. So the Reds misses high. Come on, Logan. Count moves to two balls and no strikes. Andrusik last year 63 games with the Reds. Went 5-2 with a 346 earned run average. 5-5 the year before, and when he first came up, his first major league action in 2010 went 5-0. Buchholz waiting. Youngster hitting out of that open stance against Andrusik. High foul ball that will twist back into the seats down the left field line, and that makes the count 2 balls and a strike. And Buchholz going to have to go back and give him a piece of lumber.
He may not have come up here with an extra bat. Someone just tossed him one. He's going to have to use whatever one he could get. One thing they've done to try to speed up the game is the bat boy always has the hitter's next bat ready for him. So if he does break his bat and needs another one, he's on his way out to give it to him.
Now around to bunt. And Buchholz takes the pitch in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike.
And you can see after he took the 2-0 pitch, the 1-0 pitch, Gary Pettis called him down the third baseline, talked to him, which would lead you to believe he might have missed the bunt sign after he just squared it up.
Gary going through another series of signs, working those sunflower seeds over pretty good down there. 3-1 pitch. Buchholz around to bunt, gets it down the first baseline. It is fielded by Lutz, who will tag out Buchholz. And Alex does the job. He gets the runner Bianucci down to second with 1 out. And Julio Borbon will be the hitter.
Very nice job right there. A teaching moment, it looks like.
Yep. On Washington, there's still a lot of the instructor, a lot of the teacher in Washington. He enjoys that as much as anything. Here's Borbon for his first at bat of the afternoon. Looks at strike 1. Get out here virtually any day in spring training and see Ron Washington out early working with somebody in the infield. Borbon takes that one just off the plate inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Numbers for Julio this spring, also an outstanding spring campaign. 347 the average and a very good on-base percentage, right at 400. Chopper over the mound. Second baseman has no chance on that as Burris got rid of it as quickly as he could, but Julio Borbon just smoking it down that first baseline. Beats out the throw.
Yeah, you could tell the way that ball was hit, where he was playing, and as he came after it, he wasn't going to get there in time to get Julio. Only 1 out now, men on first and third, and A.J. Przinsky's still in the ball game.
Yep.
Saw Giovanni Soto catch the ball game yesterday. The catchers are the ones that are trying to go out there and show that they can play 9 innings right now. I've seen many of the regulars play 9 innings yet.
Przinsky today 0 for 3. He's rounded out 3 times, once into a double play. Up here with runners at the corners, 1 out. Rangers trying to get their lead back up after having it fall to just a single run as Przinsky pulls a hot shot foul down the first base side. Rangers had a 3-0 lead going at the top of the 8th inning, but the Reds came up with 2 against Nate Robertson. The Rangers an opportunity to get back some of that lead. Bianucci, the runner at third. Borbon at first. Check swing, and the breaking ball dips inside. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Andrusik back to the plate. And Przinsky lofts a towering foul ball down the left field line. And Chris Heisey, the left fielder, is playing over toward left center. Runs out of time to get into that ball. Now the count is 1-2. Breaking ball, base hit to right field. Bianucci scores, stopping at second, not stopping at second is Borbon. He is around to third. And A.J. Przinsky drives in his 7th run of the spring. And the Rangers are back on top by 2. It is 4-2 Texas.
Well, you want solid contact to be made, get that runner in from third base, and I think that's one thing that A.J. will do a great job this year. Rangers as a team last year left a lot of men on third base with less than 2 outs. Many times because of a lack of contact. One thing about A.J., he's not a guy that strikes out very much. He makes contact. Should be one of those guys that helps out improving that statistic of getting guys in from third base with less than 2 outs.
Well, Pierzynski with the RBI single. Runner still at first and third. Joey Butler with his first at bat of the day. 0-1 pitch to him. Popped up down the first baseline. Long run for Lutz. First baseman is back to home plate. Can't catch up with it. The ball bounds off the warning track into the seats. And the count moves to no balls and 2 strikes. Borbone down there at third was tagging up, hoping that Lutz would make that catch.
If he did, he would have walked home.
Yeah, sure would have. Last season, Joey Butler, a good campaign for the Round Rock Express. At 290 average. Fastball nails it. Andrusik trying to come inside with that fastball, and he came inside all right. Right between the 7 and the 2 in the back of Joey Butler. The hit batsman's going to load him up for Leonis Martin.
That sound hurt. Haven't felt it before. Dusty Baker shaking his head. He's not too happy with it.
No. That loads him up again. Still just 1 out. And Leonis Martin, who is 1 for 2, takes a bit low for ball 1.
I know.
Martin is single in the 3rd inning. Line to right field in the 5th. Last time up, walked. Chance here with Borbone, Pierzynski, and Butler. 3rd, 2nd, and 1st will do a little more damage. Well, there's a big rip and no contact. Andrusik okays the sign. The right-hander working from the stretch. Fly ball, center field. Robinson started back, comes on to make the catch. The tag at third. Here comes Borbone. The throw is cut off. And the sacrifice fly gets Borbone home. And the Rangers regain the 3-run lead. It's now Texas 5, Cincinnati 2.
One of those situations, man. At third, less than 2 outs. Make some contact. Get the ball up in the air. Pick up an insurance run.
Leonis Martin drives in his 12th run of the spring. And the Rangers back on top by a trio of runs, and Larry Garcia getting his first at bat of the day. On the plate, Pierzynski stays at second. Joey Butler stays at first. And Garcia takes a one outside for ball 1. Now, we talked during our telecast for the last week or so about the backup infield role, if you will, the possibilities. Of course, Jeff Baker looks to be a shoe-in for one of the backup roles, and right now with all the other cuts and things, it looks like Larry Garcia and Jurickson Profar, a couple of young players, are the 2 guys in the running for the other backup infield spot. See, it takes low and outside. The count moves to 3 balls, no strikes. We'll see. Keep an eye on that. That's one of the things that will play out over the last week of spring training. That and the right-handed portion of the bullpen, and who the other left-hander in the bullpen, if there is going to be one, will be. 3-0 pitch. That's inside, ball 4, and it loads the bases again. So in the inning, a couple of hits, 2 walks, a hit batter, and it's been nothing but problems for Logan Andrusik.
Yeah, the last 2 innings have been tough for the Reds, even though Arredondo got out of the 7th inning. He walked 2 batters and threw a ton of pitches in the 7th inning. Andrusik is here in the 8th inning doing much the same, only he's given up a couple of runs. He's walked a couple of batters, been behind most of the hitters.
And in the bullpen in left field, Taniakoa Teixeira is starting to loosen just in case Logan Andrusa can't get out of this inning. So Pierzynski at third base. Down at second is Joey Butler, and Larry Garcia is the runner over at first. Butler at second, establishing his lead. And here's Luis Mendez, who has grounded out and walked. Going the other way, Mendez shoots one foul down the left side. It's no balls and one strike. A lot of gloves in attendance here today. A little bit of love for the nice catch on that foul ball. Breaking ball, and Andrusic finding the mark now with the first two pitches to Luis Mendez. Right-hander's 0-2 pitch. We'll come back and try it again. $7,117 fans on hand here this afternoon. Another tapper foul. Rangers this spring, in surprise, have drawn well. Up over 100,000. Now ball into left field, a base hit. One runner's on. Here comes Butler. The throw to the plate, not in time. And Luis Mendez, a two-run single. It is now 7-2 Texas.
They just root for the young kids. They get called up from the minor league camp. He'll have something to talk about. He's, how old you say he was, Buzz? 21?
Yep.
Just a young kid, and has nice at bat. He fouled off a couple of balls, gets a tailing fastball. He's just trying to slap it into play, make some contact. He drives it into left field, picks up a couple of RBIs on the play, and dinner's going to taste good to him tonight. He's going to be happy about that.
Well, that's going to do it for Logan Andrusic, as Dusty Baker said, that's enough. We don't want to take it any further. So with Teixeira coming on, the Rangers are in front by 5. We'll be right back to Surprise on TXA 21. You know, the Rangers breaking things open again late here today. 7-2 now. Texas on top. Ganakoa Teixeira has come on to see if he can't put the fire out without any further damage done here in the 8th inning. Rangers have already plated 4, and they're looking for more. The runners at first and second. And Teodoro Martinez, the hitter. Numbers for Teixeira last year at AAA Louisville. A lot of work down there for the right-hander. 49 games. On here to face Martinez. Line drive up the ladder. Goes Frazier, a leaping grab. And Todd Frazier sends the Rangers out in the 8th inning. But they come up with 4 runs on 4 hits, and they leave 2. 9th inning coming from Surprise. Rangers 7, Reds 2 on TXA 21. Now we head to the top of the 9th inning. Rangers have expanded their lead now at 7-2 Texas. And on to pitch the 9th inning, the 25-year-old right-hander from Phoenix, Arizona. It is Corey Burns.
Yeah, we saw Corey pitch when we were out in Las Vegas. Still a spot at least to be won in the bullpen. Now Corey's pitching late in spring training, still battling for one of those spots.
Corey Burns at 6 feet tall, 205 pounds, will go to work against Todd Frazier to start things off. Whips a fastball in there that's fouled away. It is 0-1. Frazier today is 0 for 2. Walked his first time up. Since then has struck out twice. Burns, the 4th pitcher used this afternoon by Ron Washington. The next offering is fouled away. It's 0-2 now. Skipper has seen Alexi Ogando and Joe Nathan work the first 7 innings. Ogando 6 innings of 3-hit shutout ball, and Nathan a couple of strikeouts in his perfect inning. I think Robertson gave up a couple of runs last inning. And now Corey Burns trying to shut the door on the Reds. Burns last year 17 ball games with the San Diego Padres. Worked 18 innings and had a .550 earned run average. Out in front of a off-speed pitch. Frazier pulls it well foul down the line. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. Burns set. And this is low and inside. Two pitch is wide, and the count has gone full. Frazier trying to start the 9th by getting aboard for Cincinnati. He'll be followed by Donald Lutz. Got him swinging.
Good off-speed pitch. Really fooled him, had him out in front. Burns has a little bit of deception with his delivery, the way he kind of turns his back to the hitter. A good assortment of off-speed pitches. Had Frazier way out in front of this pitch. Looked like a changeup. Good movement to it.
Donald Lutz now to the plate. Lutz 0 for 3 today. He has popped out, struck out, and grounded out. Burns okays the sign, and like many relievers, working from the stretch full time. Misses inside and low to the left-handed hitting Lutz. It's 2 runs on just 5 hits today against Ranger pitching. Ripping on this, it's 1-1. Yesterday, 2 runs on 6 hits against the Rangers down in Goodyear. Burns nods in agreement. And the pitch fouled away to the left. Our next game with you will be on Thursday night from Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. The Diablos Rojos from Mexico City. And Rangers, a repeat of last year's inaugural international matchup. Mexico City Reds. That'll be a 7 o'clock Thursday evening affair, and then we'll go on down to San Antonio for games on Friday evening and Saturday afternoon before the Rangers move into Minute Maid to open up the 2013 campaign against the Astros. 1 week from tonight, Matt Harrison on the hill for the Rangers. 2-2 pitch. The changeup, that's outside, and a full count to Lutz with 1 out. Payoff pitch from Burns. Got him swinging.
Coming with a changeup. A couple of strikeouts with it. 10 strikeouts for Ranger pitchers today. Rondo, 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, and 5 strikeouts was on top of his game. He threw a lot of breaking pitches, a lot of good sliders. A.J. Przinsky's played all 9 innings. He's made the pitchers work on those off-speed offerings.
Hardest part about those 2 at-bats for Frazier and Lutz was getting it to 3 and 2, so you could throw that changeup. So 2 gone, bases empty. Chris Heisey is the hitter. He takes a fastball high. It is 1-0. Heisey has struck out a couple of times and lined to right field. Burns back to the plate. Knee-high strike. One pitch. Popped up. Third base side over to take a look as Buchholz with that ball back and out of play. And the Reds now down to their final strike. It is 1-2.
Come on, Chris.
Say 2-8.
Corey Burns studies the sign, has the one he wants. From the belt, he delivers. Got him swinging.
All 3 strikeouts, all 3 changeups.
Burns comes in, punches out the side in 1-2-3 fashion, and the Rangers, for the first time this spring, have gone to 2 games over 500. They are now 15-13 with a couple of ties, and Ron Washington's club now just 3 ball games left in Arizona before they head east to start in the American League West. Now we'll be back with more from Surprise Stadium, 7-2 the final. More coming up on TXA 21.